Pigden. Take on age by the look of it. You've lost the ball. Well done. That's good play. Well done. The time in the last few matches got in well. Crucial moment. Another good one then. That's decent cross too. Like the keeper. Wow. Well, he committed to it, didn't he? Absolutely. Play just a little. It's a bit heavy now.
Still raining. My dad's outside. Someone going back home. I'm a broken bit.
Is this the front end of the promise?
That'll be right here.
Oh, thank you very much. That's not very good.
Got another crack. Oh! I bet you any money. Not until this is 10 minutes. Save another 10 minutes. I don't think that's why are you running? It's going to get close. I've got to start page 20 now. It's actually getting quite good. I'm also in a rough position. Wait, do you ever train this?
Johnny Wright's about to make an appearance. He's going to be the man to be sacrificed.
Where did I start catching up to Barcelona?
Oh, that's not a cross. That's far too much.
To the right, to the left.
Raise it again. You need to raise it again.
He's on number
The early goal. Giving away the early goal.
I think that's one of the reasons Elliot broke up that
He's done okay.
That's three. Fuck me. Oh yeah. It was a balloon. No, it wasn't a balloon. Yeah, it was. No, trust me. It's Jack.
Ryan, he must be disappointed with that.
Yeah, I thought we started the game really brightly. The first 20 minutes we was passing, moving, making the most of the width by getting the fullbacks pushed on and joining in, and then got the goal, excellent goal. And then I think after about 20 minutes we started losing cheap possession, overrunning balls, and dropping deeper then, and we allowed them into the game. And I said you can't afford to lose your concentration against Wealdstone at this ground. They're a good team. If you start giving up ground, they're going to start playing and working through you. And you know, they're 4 men in midfield. They started a bit more movement, mainly centrally still. But we allowed them to start threading balls in between us all the time, and all that kept happening was their left backs getting it, playing the balls in between us. They're getting runners off of them. And you know, we were fortunate to get into half time, I felt, at 1-0, but we were still at 1-0. And tried to adjust one or two things at half time to combat what was hurting us. But then we created another problems for ourselves. You know, I thought the penalty was incredibly harsh from where I was looking. I don't know what it looked like out there, but I don't see what he could have done. He's on his backside, he slid in and made an initial challenge. The ball's been kicked straight at him, he can't get out of the way of that. And decisions like that really do affect a game. And obviously after that they got stronger and stronger, and the last two, I'm not happy with the other 2 goals at all. I mean, the first one, fair enough, I don't think you can do anything about that, that was harsh, but the defending wasn't good enough for the following 2.
You mentioned it in defending, but got players like Scott McLeish, guy with hundreds and hundreds of games.
Good player.
It's going to be hard to compete against a player like that, but you expect your players to do that.
Of course, he's a good player still. You know, he knows the game, his movement's sharp, he's always looking to get on the end of things, but the second half there was no more surprises than in the first. We've already had 45 of it, so we know what was working for us and what wasn't. And I tried to affect the midfield by getting a little bit narrow and stopping balls going in between it. But what happened after that was, instead of us being ready for the ball, we were saying to them, go on in, bend it down the line. The centre half stopped covering in the holes to stop the run going in there. So if you're not going to block the run that's running in there, it's a waste of time me asking the players in front of you, okay, stop the balls inside, make them go down the line, because we weren't picking them off. If we don't pick them off, they're good players, they're getting around the side, whipping balls across into the box, and that, again, hurting ourselves hurting ourselves unnecessarily. And against good players like that, as you just said it, they're going to expose them frailties, and they did.
You've got a little bit of a gap now when it comes to the actual league and to your next league game. You've got trophy, etc. You are starting to bring in a couple of players. Are there more coming, or what's the thinking behind that?
It's exactly that. You know, having spoken obviously a few times before now, things were going well, progressing steadily. Nothing majorly exciting as such, but we were playing some nice football, scoring some excellent goals. And I think defensively we needed to get a bit stronger, but I thought we was. But then the 2 games against Hornchurch and against Daventry, where we let in 9 goals over 2 games, obviously it makes me look at things differently, especially being a former defender, and think, no, that's way too many goals to let in. If you're going to lose a game, I understand you're going to lose a game. Sometimes you take chances going forwards. But in those 2 games in particular, we wasn't taking chances for our men football. That wasn't the reason we let in the goal. So yeah, I'm looking to freshen things up. We're looking to look at new players to give me more options, because what we had has proven it's not quite enough. And we've got hurt. We've got hurt again today. I have brought in some new players, but obviously literally they're brand new, haven't had a chance to know what we're about and how we want to play, so we'll try to get them some minutes today in preparation for the next 2 games, which are 2 more cup games, Canby away Tuesday and Enfield on Saturday, so hopefully they'll be a bit more prepared for that.
But the fans will, and I have to ask this question, the fans
Yeah, sure.
will say 9 goals went in. Was the answer Junior leaving?
He played in both games. He let in 9 goals. The goals weren't coming from out wide, they were coming through the middle. So I've not singled him out for any particular reason. It's because I have more players at centre half, and if I'm going to get other players in, naturally I need to let someone else go in order to use the money to sign new players. Unfortunately for Junior, he was on one of the higher wages, so I've got more chance of reusing his to get a couple of players in than maybe some of the others. It's only the beginning, to be honest. Exactly that. We're looking at players all the time. If better players become available, naturally I'm going to look to try and get them in, but we are in one in. It's a 1 in and 1 out. That's the only way we're going to sign them.
Right, thanks very much for your time.
No problem at all.